Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. If you've ever felt like your health journey is, missing a clear starting point, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're mapping out a totally personalized blueprint for what our source material calls the wellness revolution. We'll be looking specifically at how the health and lifestyle assessment plays that absolutely crucial initial role in completely transforming your well-being. So let's just jump right in. So, here's the big question. How do you actually bridge the gap between your current health and your aspirational well-being? It's massive, right? We all pretty much know where we are today, and we definitely have a vision of where we want to be. Thriving, optimized, the whole shebang. But that space in between, man, it can feel like a vast, completely unnavigable canyon. Well, today, we're going to look at the exact structure of the bridge that gets you across that gap. To figure out how we build that bridge, here's our agenda for today. First up, the pivotal bridge. Then, mapping the 16 domains. Third, windows into your physiology. Fourth, unlocking your unique strategy. And finally, going beyond the baseline. All right, starting with section 1, the pivotal bridge, laying the groundwork for wellness. The health and lifestyle assessment is defined in our source as the pivotal bridge between your current state and your aspirational well-being. Now, the really key takeaway here is laying the groundwork. I mean, this is not just some standard, boring medical form you hastily fill out in a waiting room with a tiny pencil, right? It's the active initial role you take in the wellness revolution. By comprehensively exploring both your physical and mental health risk factors, you're basically establishing that very first domino, and that domino sets all your future health optimizations right into motion. Moving on to section 2, mapping the 16 domains, your personal geography. Now, this assessment covers a remarkably broad landscape. On one hand, we've got the physical and medical elements, so things like your family history, your diet, sleep patterns, and body measurements. But then we balance that deeply with lifestyle and environment elements. We're talking stress management, emotional well-being, your personal health goals, and even your support systems. This incredibly holistic checklist really acts as a map of your personal territory. It acknowledges that true wellness is heavily influenced by your daily habits and your environment, not just your biology alone. Now, here's a crucial warning straight from the source material. You want to fill out the initial assessment for sure, but don't go overboard right out of the gate. You're really meant to save the comprehensive deep dive for when you sit down collaboratively with your well-being practitioner. Remember, this is a journey, not a sprint. You definitely do not want to burn out on literally step 1 of your mapping process. Okay, section 3, windows into your physiology, the biological data. Capturing your biological baseline is highly methodical but pretty straightforward. It involves providing a urine sample, undergoing a standard blood test, and then receiving those pathology results. And while, this sounds incredibly routine, together this urinalysis and blood testing yield the exact quantitative data you need. It brings absolute scientific clarity to that qualitative lifestyle map you just built in the previous step. I actually really love this perspective directly from the source material. It says these analyses aren't just data points, they're windows into your physiological landscape. Think about that for a second. When you undergo these tests, you're gaining a totally transparent view into how your body operates on a microscopic level. It completely reframes standard lab work. It goes from being this annoying medical chore into a foundational tool for your own empowerment. That brings us to section 4, unlocking your unique strategy, the synthesis phase. So once your lifestyle map is all sketched out and your lab results are finally in, you reconvene with your health professional. This is where you really connect the dots. You delve into the intricacies of the data together, perhaps uncovering exactly how your high stress levels are directly impacting very specific blood markers. This collaboration is the absolutely essential stepping stone to developing highly tailored health and lifestyle strategies that will actually work for your specific physiology. And finally, section 5, going beyond the baseline, comprehensive screening options. For your initial well-being journey, standard baseline tests provide all the fundamental information you could need. But if you're the kind of person who wants to push even further, comprehensive blood screening offers super detailed exploration of your physiological markers. And these are measured directly against industry standards. This strict alignment serves as a really reliable yardstick. It lets you gauge exactly where you stand relative to optimal health, giving you the hard data needed to take highly informed steps toward true optimization. Just to give you a sense of what's actually out there, our source lists numerous options for these comprehensive tests. We're talking places like iScreen, Personal Lab Services, Direct Labs, Anytime Lab, Precision Diagnostics, Australian Clinical Labs, and BioReference Laboratories. Now, the point here isn't to endorse one specific provider over another. We're absolutely not doing that, but rather to highlight that there is just a vast realm of possibilities and resources available if you do choose to explore a more advanced, comprehensive perspective on your health. Ultimately, the goal of this entire assessment process is pretty simple. Measure your markers, take informed steps toward optimization, and start your wellness revolution. It's really all about taking a comprehensive understanding of your personal geography and your biological baseline and utilizing them as that critical initial launching pad. You are literally turning raw data into actionable, deeply tailored steps forward. Well, that brings us to the end of today's explainer, but I want to leave you with one final thought. Now that you know exactly how to map your physiological landscape, bridging the qualitative and the quantitative, what will your unique strategy reveal about your future? Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.